Straight ahead on 12 News Weekend, Brooklyn Park's highest paid employee is leaving. We'll have more on the departure of Brooklyn Park's city manager. Plus, a Plymouth author teaches children life lessons through sports.
It's something that I can't imagine any kid not having the opportunity to do.
But first, a big repair project in New Hope that some say is long overdue. 12 News Weekend starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us on 12 News Weekend. In Minnesota, it's never too early to think about road construction, even in mid-December.
And as Eric Nelson reports, New Hope is already planning ways to improve what they're calling the drivability of city streets.
The yellow ribbon city has a problem with its concrete ribbons.
We have to keep up on these roads.
New Hope's roads are crumbling.
They're bad.
Which is why the city is spending $6.6 million on a capital improvement program.
If we don't spend something now, we're going to spend that more and more on patching and other improvements along the way.
I know I'm going to have to pay for it, but that's part of life. But it'll be nice not to have potholes.
There are 62.9 miles of roadway in New Hope.
Flag is horrible there.
And the city has pinpointed 11 miles of blacktop that need specific attention.
One of the problem streets here in New Hope is 50th Avenue North. It has been targeted for major repair come this spring.
Flag Avenue will also get a makeover. Ultimately, this project will improve curb appeal, save money long term, and eliminate those bumpy rides.
There's also the safety reasons between just the cars driving on and potholes and cracks and causing damage to vehicles.
The project is huge in scope and is even more challenging because New Hope has 30 to 50 water main breaks a year. That's compared to just 3 in neighboring Crystal.
Yeah, it's long overdue.
New Hope resident Philip Graves is just happy that the city is giving these battered roads some TLC.
A lot of potholes happen on this particular street that we've had to call in several times, and they come in and patch them up, but it's a yearly thing.
In New Hope, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Most of the road work starts in May. It's expected to be finished in 2016. The city of Plymouth also has a major reconstruction project planned. Work will begin next year to rebuild the southern end of Vicksburg Lane from Old Rockford Road to Schmidt Lake Road. Then in 2016, the northern end of Vicksburg Lane will be rebuilt up to Maple Grove. The $19 million project will ultimately widen Vicksburg to 4 lanes. The project will start as soon as other nearby projects on Peony Lane and Cheshire Parkway are finished.
As we entered the weekend, gas prices continued to fall. In fact, in Minnesota, they are at a 4-year low. The average price in the metro entering the weekend was $2.46 a gallon. 1 year ago, the average price was $2.98 a gallon. Over at Luther Brookdale in Brooklyn Center, the lower prices have actually fueled a jump in truck and SUV sales.
Well, a year ago, when you went to the gas station to fill up one of these vehicles, you're spending over $100, and now it's under $80. Actually, it really picked up late summer, early fall, where the pickup truck sales picked up immensely.
Dealers also say the fuel efficiency has improved for full-size trucks and SUVs.
Brooklyn Park will have to hire a new city manager. That's because the Bloomington City Council approved the hiring of Jamie Verbrugge, Brooklyn Park city manager since 2008. Delane Cleveland has more on Verbrugge's decision to leave.
Still 50 years. I'm Dave Kaiser from Channel 12 along with Jamie Verbrugge.
Jamie Verbrugge is no stranger to the Channel 12 airwaves. Since 2008, you could find him providing commentary for summertime parades.
They're a hardy bunch up here in Brooklyn Park, right?
Addressing young people at the activity center.
Your work out here is actually the first example of public art that we're demonstrating.
Or speaking to the city council about issues important to Brooklyn Park.
The state legislature several years ago increased the maximum levy amount that cities can collect for HRA activities.
But now Verbrugge's days at City Hall are numbered.
Very excited to have Jamie on board. And of course, he's not officially on board until he's approved by the City Council next Monday night.
Tim Bussey is a Bloomington City Council member who interviewed Verbrugge and 2 other candidates for the job.
The difference between the 3 of them was really razor thin. We just picked Jamie. He's got an outstanding background, an outstanding resume, experience as both a community builder and a staff builder. He's done a great job, and we're really looking forward to having him on staff.
Verbrugge will be leaving a city with 400 employees and a budget of more than $40 million to run a city of 650 employees and a $188 million budget. but Bussey says they selected the right man for the job.
He's definitely going to be challenged. Bloomington and Brooklyn Park are two different cities, obviously, but I think he's going to walk into a great situation with a great city staff and have a lot of challenges and interesting experiences ahead of him.
And Verbrugge would be the third city manager Bloomington has had in the past 50 years. No word yet on when his final day in Brooklyn Park is going to be.
Plymouth is saying goodbye to a longtime council member. Tim Bildsoe is retiring from the city council after 16 years of public service. Bildsoe was instrumental in getting cable median barriers installed along I-494 and getting a third lane approved for 494. He says he's grateful to voters for giving him the opportunity to serve.
I also hope that I've left the city better than I started, and that was my goal. And I hope I did that. So thank all of you for everything you've given. And I love the city of Plymouth. I love the residents.
Council member-elect Ned Carroll will fill the open council seat.
In our week in review, the father suspected of killing his one-year-old son in Brooklyn Park is now charged with second-degree murder. Records show Reggie Harper has a history of domestic abuse and was reported to Child Protection at least 3 times since 2012. His son, 23-month-old Kazarian Harper, died of multiple blunt force injuries. And the case has increased attention on efforts to improve child protection in Minnesota. A governor's task force met Friday to address child protection failures. Charges are pending against a man who police believe is responsible for more than 60 business burglaries in strip malls across the Twin Cities. One of the burglaries occurred recently at Lux Salon in Plymouth. Robert Pfeiffer was finally arrested when police caught him breaking into a Fantastic Sam's salon, also in Plymouth. Authorities believe the primary motive for the burglaries was cash. And 15 years of planning will soon pay off in Plymouth. Construction on the city's long-awaited Northwest Greenway Trail is now scheduled to begin this spring. The first phase will include construction of a 1-mile section of trail from Vicksburg Lane east to the Willows housing development. When all the phases are complete, up to 5 miles of trail will stretch from Wayzata High School to Camelot Park and then connect with the Medicine Lake Regional Trail. The entire project is expected to take between 3 and 5 years to complete. Well, coming up on 12 News Weekend, a Plymouth author pens a new series of children's books, and we'll dig into Shelly Bean, the sports queen, coming up next.
And then later in sports, Cooper, new girls basketball coach, is a former University of Minnesota standout.
But first, a wintry snow mix appears in the forecast on Monday. No significant accumulation, however, is expected.
This weekend, you can visit a brand new athletic training facility in Plymouth. The new dryland training facility is attached to the back of the Plymouth Ice Center. It's run by Acceleration Northwest, which is leasing the space from the city. Here, athletes can get training and individual coaching for a variety of sports.
It's also another way to supplement the lack of ice there is at times, and also, you know, the weather that comes in different spring sports and stuff like that, where you can, you know, if lacrosse it's still snowing out, there's snow on the ground, or golf and stuff. I mean, Minnesota's a crazy, you know, state like that, so it's nice to be able to give them an opportunity to train inside.
Chiropractic services and physical therapy will also be available in the building. A Plymouth author is inspiring young girls to pursue their dreams and participate in sports.
Shelly Boyam-Breen wrote a 3-book series called Shelly Bean, the Sports Queen. And as Sonia Goins explains, the books aren't just about a girl trying to succeed in sports.
The idea of playing, just playing, not even competing, absolutely thrills me.
Shelly Boyam-Breen has always loved sports.
I think when I was born, I might have had a basketball in my hands.
Her passion for sports encouraged her to write Shelly Bean, the Sports Queen.
She plays hockey, she learns how to play catch, and she learns how to shoot a basketball from her friend Mason.
The books are based on the author when she was about 6 years old and playing sports.
Shelly Bean looked over her shoulder and saw Coach Carroll helping players practice for the big game.
Shelly wrote the books after finding there were not many books that featured girls in sports.
I thought for sure after all these years there would be books that kids could read about a strong female character playing sports.
Last year she launched a Kickstarter campaign and raised over $20,000 to self-publish the books.
So it took 8 years to get these first 3 books published.
In each of the books, Shelly and her friends learned to play a new sport.
The big kids on the ice looked just like the gold medal champions on TV. Shelly Bean imagined herself growing up to be one of them someday.
The books are for children 4 to 9 years old. But Shelly says older readers enjoy the books as well.
One dad even told me that his son had never sat through an entire book before, and he wanted to read it twice, page after page, and he went back and he wanted to read it again.
While the books are aimed at uplifting females,
it's about a strong female character who knows what it's like to challenge her body, try something new, be brave, and if she falls down, she gets back up.
The message in the books,
it's not a book for girls, it's not a book for boys,
is something everyone can relate to.
Shelly Bean placed the crown on her head, stood tall in front of her mirror and thought, I wonder what awesome sport I'll learn next. I am Shelly Bean, the sports queen.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
And we'll have more information on how you can purchase the books. Just go to our website, 12.tv. Well, still ahead, Golden Valley's sledding and tubing hill gets some national attention.
But first, it's a fantastic finish for the Wayzata boys basketball team in a recent win. That's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox.
Jay Wilcox with sports, a new basketball coach in town, and this is a coach who was a pretty good player in her day.
And not very long ago either. I think a lot of these players have some respect based on what she's done as a player. The Cooper girls basketball team has a new head coach again this season, and she is not far removed from those playing days. St. Paul native and former Gopher Kiara Buford is the Hawks' new coach this season. Her last season with the Gophers was 2011-2012, and she's 8th on Minnesota's career scoring list. 25-year-old Buford says she's enjoying coaching high school ball.
I love it. You know, basketball is in my blood, so playing right now, it's awesome to be able to come to practice, be involved, kind of teach the girls what I've been able to learn and absorb from basketball. And I think it's been a great shaping of, what my career has come to be. So I love being here, and I love being here for them.
With a young team, the Hawks had an 0-4 start before winning their first game Thursday over St. Paul Como. Despite that slow start, the players see some things to build on.
We're small, and we can be really quick up and down the floor more than other teams.
Our speed, most definitely our speed. And I think our defense is good. We need to work on it a little bit, but I think we can be really aggressive on defense.
We have experience, but the athleticism and the natural ability is definitely there. And I think that is definitely our strength. I want to kind of build off of creating from defense and stuff like that.
The Hawks' only game this coming week is Thursday the 18th against district rival Armstrong. You can see that game live on Channel 12 and 12.tv. Well, Benilde-St. Margaret's and Maranatha Christian Academy have each won 2 state girls basketball championships in their respective classes since 2006. The two have been meeting regularly the past few years, early in regular season play. This time they meet at Maranatha, and it's the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights who are red hot early. Gretchen Sattler to Abby Wilgers. Back to Sattler on the give and go, and it's a 6-0 lead. Sattler scores 26 on the night. Sydney Liebel is open in the corner for 3. She knocks down 4 threes in the game. Then it's Wilgers with another assist, this time to Liebel for the transition layup. Benilde gets out to a 20-0 lead. The Mustangs try to give the Red Knights a game. Lexi Lee gets the layup off the loose ball to make it 28-15. Jacqueline Jarnott grabs a defensive rebound and outlets to her older sister Elena for the layup, but still Maranatha trails 53-35 at halftime. Second half, and Benilde forces the backcourt turnover. Liebel finds Azaria Jackson-Sherrod for 2 of her 22 points. The Mustangs do close to within 8 points in the game. Elena Jarnott scores 30 to top MCA, but it's not enough as Benilde puts up 99 points. They win 99-83. One of the area's top basketball players from the past decade had a homecoming this week, although it didn't go quite the way he had hoped. Number 21 for the University of North Dakota, Quinton Hooker, was in Minneapolis to take on the Gophers. The 2013 Minnesota Mr. Basketball for Park Center, Hooker had 7 points and 7 assists for North Dakota in their 92-56 loss to Minnesota. A sophomore, Hooker is averaging 9.2 points and 3 assists this season. He did hit the winning shot last weekend against Drake. Wayzata's boys basketball team is off to a strong start this season. They overcame a sluggish first half to win earlier this week. New head coach Brian Schnettler and the Trojans hosting Holy Family, and the Fire take charge early. Landon Kim pops a 3 from the left side. Holy Family goes up 17-4. Wayzata steps up the defense, though. Johnny Benninga with the steal and behind-the-back dribble here, and he gets a layup. Wayzata is within 3 points at halftime. The Trojans boys and girls cross country and girls swimming state champion teams honored at halftime this one. Second half, Jack Sawada heats up for the Trojans. He hits a 3 on the way to a 14-point night. Troy Lawaji pops free to sink a jumper here. Wayzata's within 36-32. Holy Family takes control again though. Spencer Stewart Hester gets the return pass and nails a 3 from the baseline. But Holy Family misses some big free throws and down late by 1. Wayzata misses the shot, but Austin Slater with the tip in with 3 seconds left. That's Wayzata's first lead of the night. Holy Family misses on a last-second chance. Wayzata stuns the Fire by rallying for a 56-55 win. And Wayzata then lost by 2 to Hopkins, which they've had long struggles against them. Almost pulled off a win there.
All right, some close games. Thanks, Jay.
You bet.
Still ahead, a sweet treat for cupcake fans in Maple Grove.
Plus, why a Golden Valley sled hill is getting national attention. We'll be right back. If you want to enjoy one of the country's top sledding hills, well, you don't have to travel very far. USA Today named Theodore Wirth Park's sledding and tubing hill one of the best urban experiences in the country. The paper cites the number of activities available, including the tubing hill and tow rope, as one of the reasons it made the list. It also mentions that its reasonable admission fee of just $5. Well, finally, a sweeter than normal treat at Nadia Cake's Cupcake Shop in Maple Grove.
Erin Campbell, a contestant on this season's Food Network show Cupcake Wars, stopped by to greet fans this past week. She learned the art of cupcake making from the owner of the Maple Grove shop, Abby Jimenez, and worked for her out in California. Erin attributes part of her success to her cupcake mentor.
Abby is kind of like a muse, if you will. I kind of feel like she's my fairy godmother at times. I'll have questions about things or I won't be sure, and I call her, and it's just like the reassurance that I get, it means so much.
Erin plans to leave the California branch of Nadia Cakes and manage the new Nadia Cake store, which is out in Woodbury. So if you're on that side of the metro, you can stop by for a cupcake too.
Those
you
are
don't have
good.
to get far.
Those
They're very good.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
We leave you with some special holiday music. These are the Alley Cats, now performing at the Plymouth Playhouse. Enjoy.
Just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and all the children listen to hear jingle, jingle, sleigh bells in the snow.